It's Joe from FootyStats here. Welcome to another Academy tutorial. This time we're going to look at both teams to score market. What stats should you look out for? What type of games? And we're going to keep it in line with the article that's on the Academy and follow the same game, which is Brechin. I believe that's how you pronounce that, against Raith Rovers, which is a lot easier to say. And one of the first things I mentioned in the article is to look for a team that's got a decent away record. They don't have to be, Tottenham, but just decent. They can handle themselves and they score goals away from home. So instantly, I would look at this game and say, okay, they're not in bad form. Even when they lose, they score, and they're second in the league. They play in eighth. These are just the things that run through my head whenever I look at any of the games on the site when I'm thinking about BTTS. And you can get to this stage or get to this game by using the match search and filtering out certain stats. But you can see here, in 90% of their games, both teams to score has landed. This is the away stats, this column. So they've actually failed to score, FTS here, they've failed to score in 0% of games, so they've scored in 100%. And that's true for every single game they played this season, as you can see. So that's the first thing I would look at, is the away team. How many goals have they scored per game? Again, have they failed to score? If so, how many times? The percentage of games they've scored in, which is practically the same thing. And the clean sheet is important too. And the clean sheet percentage and the goals that they've conceded. And that's where the home team comes into it. Have the home team scored recently? Are they able to score? We can scroll down to here and you can see that Brechin has scored in 90% of their home games. Match that with the BTTS ranking of the away side, and it's looking pretty good already, because Raith Rovers, as we said, they've scored in 100% of their away games, and both teams have really poor clean sheet records here. And once you've looked at that, I would then just look at the recent games. How are they winning the games? What are the trends? I go into a lot more detail in the article. It's a bit easier to do so when you're writing. There's a lot of goals involved here. Not so many here, not so many BTTS. But due to the defensive record of the away side, the fact that they are clearly better than this home team, but do have a leaky defence, would point me towards both teams to score. And then you can see the odds here. They were just under evens, which was fantastic. As you can see, it finished 2-1. This was a few weeks ago now. But like I say, it was one of our premium tips, and we want to, with the Academy, we want to show you how to make these kind of predictions. This game might seem a bit obvious, just because of this stat here, and the amount of goals per game that Brechin has conceded. But that's what you have to look out for, and you have to look out for trends as well with the home team. In the last 5 or 10 games, how many goals have they conceded? How many of those games have they won? It's also important to look at the timing of the goals. There's a lot of stats that back up the thesis that if a goal is scored in the first 20 minutes, then there's a very high chance, and if by the away team as well, that game will end with both teams scoring. Of course, it depends on the league, depends on the stats, but that would be another thing I personally check for, the time of the goals. A good way to check it from this page is you can look at the halftime stats. So here you can see that the away side has scored in 90% of their first half on the road this season. That's a good indication for me. You can then go into the individual team pages and have a look there and see exactly where the goals are scored, in what time. And as you see, the 32nd minute, the away side score, and then the home team come back. Actually, quite a surprising win in hindsight for Brechin, just given the recent form. But yeah, there you go. That's why with leagues like this, where it's more about the goals scored, the goals conceded, I try to stay away from predicting results. If you're confident on BTTS and there's been a lot of goals recently, then maybe go over 2.5. That's my thinking behind it. Usually I don't, as you can see with this game, this is why I wouldn't like to put a result on this game. I would rather just go over the BTTS because of this, and because of this, and because of this, and because of this. This team might be a lot better, but they've shown that they can't really defend. You know, this is the Scottish League One. The defenders are not going to be world class. And as I say in the article, you're going to get more goals when there's a bad defence rather than a good defence and a great attack. So yeah, that's pretty much it for BTTS. If you have any questions, feel free to message us on Twitter. That's usually the best place to come and speak with us, or you can email us. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed this video.